Hey, what's up, everyone? Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye. I forgot it was going to be the 22nd because last week Tamron made this mysterious announcement showing the bottoms of these new lenses on like Facebook and some of their social media. And I woke up and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. They're releasing two lenses today. And they did. They announced and they're going to release in the next few months the two full frame lenses, the 85 1.8, which I don't think they've done, and a 90mm 2.8 macro. So once again, these are going to be two full frame lenses that are going to be compatible with Canon, Sony A-mount a couple months after the Canon and Nikon both come out. But it's interesting. They had the 35 and 45 that they released last year. The 45 I still didn't understand, but the 35 I totally did. And Tamron has done a lot to increase their art. I don't know what they call it, but their art line of lenses, kind of like Sigma. And they've really stepped their game up because for a while they were like one of the last third-party brands you wanted to switch to, in my opinion. But I've owned the Tamron 90mm 2.8 from 3 or 4 years ago, and that was a phenomenal lens for the money. But let's kind of look at this real quick and just talk about it. And you know who these are for. These are for, portrait photographers. These are for portraits. The macro is really strong, so you can use that in weddings, some of the wildlife, and, macro shots that you want to do with like bees and stuff like that. But here we go. So there's the 85 1.8 and the 90 2.8, and they both have about 3 stops of what they say image stabilization, or VC, as you see right here, for vibration control. And I do like the way they look. They're very simplistic. They do look metallic. I don't think they are though, but I like the look that they're going for, and something more new and modern. So here we go. That's it about that. So I don't know. I guess there's not much to say about them, but they'll both be $650. Now the 85, that's not a bad price for it. Or the 85, they're not sure what the pricing will be, because if that's $650, that's going to sell like hotcakes, I think. But the 90 millimeters for $650, I think will be very popular. And if obviously the technology has improved in 3 years, so I'm sure it'll be better than their old 90mm. So I think that it's going to be a great lens for $650. Definitely be worth getting and testing out. So yeah, it's just a quick announcement, and is this something to get excited for? It's interesting. It's definitely something that should be of interest. And then they're also releasing this tap console thing where you can it's like wirelessly charges, so that way you can just place it on top and you can do your firmware updates through that. So obviously when when the links come in, are available for this, I'll obviously give this out. But they say I think April. They actually say the 90mm will be available March, so in just a couple of weeks, and then April for the 85mm. So I mean, once again, these are two lenses you need. I wasn't a fan of the 45 and 30 or the 45 because you might as well just went 50 at that point. But the image quality of those has been rating phenomenal. So for something like this, I'm sure it's going to be pretty good as well, and you're just kind of picking lenses at that point. But it's cool to see Tamron get out of that we're in last place type of feel, and they're not just this other brand. Sigma has raised their name up, and I think Tamron is doing a great job doing the same thing as well. But here you go. This is a great option, and I'm sure the 90mm, which is an FX lens, not crop sensor, for $650, it's not a bad choice either. Tell me your thoughts down below in the comments. Are these two lenses that you would think about going, and are you trusting Tamron more?